Hey folks, Toby here. Been a tax attorney for 28 years and I picked up a few pointers that I would like to share. If you don't have $50,000 in your savings right now, don't panic because you're not alone and you're not stuck. A recent survey shows that 20% of Americans have $50,000 or more in savings accounts, while 58% have less than 5,000 and 42% have less than $1,000, which is like, ugh. So if you have more than $50,000, you're in the top 20%. If not, I'm going to walk you through exactly what you need to do to fix that, even if you're living paycheck to paycheck or you just haven't made savings a priority. So stick around because I'm sharing a step-by-step plan to hit $50,000 in savings, and it's way more doable than you think. So why 50,000? Well, because at that level, you're not just surviving. You're really thriving. You've got a cushion for emergencies. Even if you're a high net income earner, you got at least 6 months set aside. And you have capital to invest when opportunity knocks. And that this video is your roadmap. So let's dive into it. There's 8 steps I'm going to go through. Each one is very important. So step number 1, why you don't have $50,000. Let's be honest. If you don't have 50 grand saved, it doesn't mean that you're irresponsible. It usually means you were never taught how to strategically save. You've been putting out financial fires or your income disappears into your normal expenses. This isn't about blame. It's about pattern breaking, and it starts today. 2, break into milestones. Don't try to climb the whole mountain in one step. You want to break it down. And here's an example. Shoot for putting together $1,000 in 30 days, maybe $5,000 in 90 days, maybe $10,000 in 6 months. And by the way, this includes the compounding. So if you do things like follow dividend investing and you're putting it into the market, it's going to compound on itself. It's not just your money. Maybe you're going to get $25,000 aside in a year or 2 years, whatever it is, and then eventually you're going to have your target for $50,000. Maybe it's 18 months, 24 months, 36 months, whatever it is, you're going to have a schedule for it. Suddenly, it's not that scary. It's just a sequence. 3, stop the bleeding. Before we build, we've got to stop the leaks, and here's what we do. Number 1, track your spending for 7 days up to 30 days. I'd prefer 30, but if you want to just do it quick, do it for 7 days. Write down everything, and you'll instantly spot a bunch of waste. Cancel non-essential, things that you don't need. Ditch the lazy food spending. We all know what that is, the DoorDash and going out and spending money just kind of because I don't want to cook at home, right? Ditch that. And then press pause on buying luxuries. I'm not going to say don't have nice things. I'm going to say just pause it for a little bit and see how much you can cut. Can you cut $500 a month? Because that's $6,000 in a year right there if you can do it. If you can cut those things down, write them down. And this is where we're going to jump into step number 4, which is put that towards building a $1,000 buffer. Dave Ramsey is a big fan of his, and he talks about baby steps. It's about putting aside a reasonable goal and attacking it. So the first goal is definitely not 50,000. It's getting to that first 1,000. And that's your emergency fund. It keeps you from falling backwards every time life punches you in the neck, which it will do. We all have the cars that break down. We all have things that come up, unintended expenses. But we want to make sure that we have it put aside. Where do we put it aside? I prefer either a high yield savings account or a money market account at a brokerage. If you can, automate it. I don't care if you go get yourself the Robinhood, but get it to where it's automatically putting money in. If you can do like $10 a day, $300 a month, get you $3,600 a year, whatever it is, have it automate and take it out of your account. Boom. Just without even thinking about it. It's like paying a bill. Just automatically do it. And then number 5, and this is not something that enough people really focus on. Boost your income, even if you're just doing things on the side. You can't cut your way to making yourself wealthy. That's just true. You have to earn more too. Sometimes it's the investments that you're buying that create additional income. So for example, if I'm doing dividend stocks and writing covered calls, and by the way, if you're interested in learning how to do that, I have a book out called Infinity Investing. It was a #1 bestseller on Amazon and a gold medal winner as far as teaching you personal finance. If you would like that, I'm not going to sell it to you. You go to Amazon. If you want to buy it, you can, but I'll give it to you absolutely free if you go down in the comments and you type in free book. All you got to do is type in free book. I will send you a link so that you can download a free PDF of Infinity Investing. I'll show you how easy it is to do. I love it, but I love making multiple streams of income, and you can do it with less than $1,000. You could do it with $100 if you really want to, and we will show you how through Infinity Investing. All right, here's other things you could do. I could do a side gig. Maybe I'm doing some freelance. I'm getting on, I used to always know it as Elance, but there's a bunch of sites out there, Fiverr, all these things where maybe you do things where you get some extra money. I've known people that have driven and do deliveries for Amazon or UPS on their own. You could sell some of your unused stuff. Just go through and say, I'm going to yard sell it, get rid of it. Maybe it's old clothing, whatever it is, and then offer local services. Hey, I'm available to do some lifting or to do some work for you on the side. Go find something that you could do that maybe you're doing once a week and actually making a little bit of extra money. And here's the challenge, and write it down. I want to make $1,000 in new income this month, and I want to save every dollar. If you do that, you're going to be successful. If you do that and you're young and you just and that's all you did is just say, hey, I'm just going to find an extra $1,000 a month, you will be a millionaire before you know it, because compounding will do the rest. And how do you do that? You follow step number 6, which is the 70-30 rule. And here's the easy way to manage money with the 70-30 rule. You spend no more than 70% of your take-home pay on living expenses. I know some of you guys are like, but I already spend everything. We spend so much money that we don't need to spend simply because we're used to doing it. We're used to having a certain level. If you can make a few cuts, you can get yourself as close to that 70%. Maybe it's 80%. You'll see why I'm saying that in a second. But we want to be at 70%. If you just learn to live off of less than you make and took the rest and divided it up, that 30% is what I'm going to shoot for. But even if it's 20%, even if it's 10%, even if it's 5%, then you break it into the following category. That 30%, a third of it goes to charity or to giving. I don't know why it works this way, but I've done tens of thousands of tax reviews with investors, high net worth individuals, people that were coming up. What I see when I look at tax returns, our firm does over 10,000 tax returns a year, and what I see is the most successful people consistently give. And it's not that they get successful and then they give. They were always giving from the very beginning. And so you take a third of whatever it is, that 30%. So we're doing the 70-30 rule. Live off of 70, that 30%, so a total of 10% or a third of the 30%, right, goes to charity or giving. 10% goes to paying down debt. And that doesn't mean paying to your credit card company your minimum amount. I'm talking about an extra 10% to lower whatever it is. We want to eliminate debt. I've never seen somebody go into foreclosure who did not have debt. I do not want to see people lose their homes, lose their cars, or anything else. If you can, save up for everything. I know some of you guys are like, that's easy for you to say. Yeah, but pay down that debt at least. Take that extra 10%. So if you're making $70,000 a year of take home, take an extra $7,000 to pay down the debt. If you're making 50, then it's $5,000, right? We're just using 10% of our take-home pay to pay down the debt, and then 10% into investing. Now, here's the rub. If you've already paid down your debt, then just move it into investing. If you do not want to give 10% away to charity, then donate some of your time and take that 10% and dump it into investing. So whatever your numbers happen to be, I'm going to shoot for 70-30, but if you're living off of 85% and you only have 15, then it's real simple. It's 5% goes to giving, 5% goes to pay down your debt, 5% goes to your investing. Just make sure you're consistently doing it. And if you do pick up a side gig, dedicate 100% of that side gig into it. It's a sustainable way to build wealth. Now, number 7. automate it. You don't need more willpower. You need a system in place, and you just do automatic transfers. And if you can build your life around this, it's going to make things a lot easier for you. It doesn't mean that you don't review it, but you want to make sure that you're automating things. So everything from weekly savings, daily, weekly, monthly, whatever it is, putting the money aside into an investment plan or into savings, even if it's just good. Hey, I know that I'm going to spend this money this month, but I move it so that I get at least 2 weeks of interest or 3 weeks of interest, or it's for next month. Put a weekly savings plan together. Make sure that you are paying off your monthly debt payments automatically. You don't need to remember to write the check, put it on an auto. Do the same thing with your investing, please. Make sure that you're investing, whether it be Schwab, Robinhood, Fidelity, whatever, all of these places have it. You want it to be automatically, even if you're one of those guys that loves Prosper or Ground Floor and you love doing peer-to-peer lending because you're getting double digits, put it on automate. My personal view is you start with dividend-producing stocks. And if you want to learn more, again, Infinity Investing is built around that, and I will send you a free link so you can download a free PDF version of Infinity Investing. All you have to do is go down in the comments below and type in free book. Last thing is your monthly giving. Make sure that it's not something that you can, do I really want to do it? Automate it if you can. Just make everything to where you don't have to think about it, because every time you're going to think about it, you're going to talk yourself out of doing things that are in your best interest at some point. We've all been there. We've all done that. If you never see the money, you won't be tempted to reassign it or spend it. Number 8. This is a big one. I actually had a client who wrote me years after he managed to retire himself. He managed to fire his boss. Very, very successful. And he said this was the number one piece of advice, and it's called shifting your identity. It's the mindset stuff. It's that checkup from the neck up. It's more about numbers. It's about your identity. You got to quit saying I'm bad with money, or it takes money to make money, or money doesn't grow on trees. That's all a belief, and that belief comes from your mindset. So your mindset creates your beliefs. Your beliefs create your behaviors. So if you believe you have to inherit money to be wealthy, and that is your belief, your behavior will show that, then you're never going to be rich. And that is not true, by the way. The vast majority, I think it's like 90% of millionaires in this country are self-made. It's a small percentage that actually inherit their wealth or were wealthy basically from something that they didn't do, lottery winners, etc. The vast majority of people are self-made, and I can tell you that they did not sit there and say, there's no way I'm going to ever be able to do it. At some point, they began to believe. And all you got to do is start saying things like, I'm becoming someone who builds wealth. Very simple. Just repeat it to yourself. I'm healthy, wealthy, and wise, right? Those types of things work upstairs. There was an old Zig Ziglar thing. He said, it's not my drinking that's got me stinking. It's my stinking thinking that's got me drinking. Sometimes we have to reverse it. It's actually a really good saying when you think about it, because I don't know, maybe I'm in a bad position financially. I'm just sitting here going, gosh darn it. A lot of times it's that thing upstairs that's causing you to have problems. And if you just start baby little things, start them at the beginning, even if it's just that $1,000, and then it's on to the next 1,000, right? I just want to buy one stock, and I want to see what the numbers mean. What is this dividend yield? What are these things called options that I can sell against it? Well, you got to have 100 shares in order to sell that option. But you get my meaning, is that you're just introducing yourself to the vocabulary so that you can change your mindset and your belief system. Because I promise you, if you put most successful people out and you take everything away from them, they're going to become successful again, unless they do something self-sabotage, right? There's so many versions or so many stories of people who ended up with great success, whether it be Trump, Disney, etc. People that have had bankruptcies in their past where they still ended up being wildly successful. And that's because they have a mentality that they're going to be successful. And so then what we're trying to do is unlock that $50,000 saving version of you. And it's already there. We're just going to unlock it. And you do that, you're going to have a ton of success. And anybody can do it. And I hope this helped. If it did help you, please like and subscribe. And if you can comment below, what's your savings goal this year? Put it in writing, and then we'll check with you in a year, right? Now, put it in writing. It's like magic. You've got this.